A $1,000 stock price. It's a milestone that turns heads and stirs imaginations. Can Apple, already a tech icon, reach this legendary mark? The answer could reshape fortunes and signal the next era of innovation. For investors, it's the ultimate prize. For everyone else, it's a signpost for where technology is headed. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about what drives Apple's value, relentless innovation, global influence, and a brand that inspires loyalty. Hitting $1,000 would mean Apple's market cap rivals the economies of entire nations. Achieving this requires more than repeating past successes. It demands new breakthroughs and continued emotional connection with customers. The journey is filled with both opportunity and risk, and understanding it means looking at Apple's strengths, weaknesses, and the trends shaping its future. Ultimately, the $1,000 milestone is more than a prediction. It's a story about what Apple could become. Will it be fact or fiction? That depends on Apple's ability to keep rewriting the rules. Apple's true power lies in its ecosystem, a seamless blend of devices, software, and services that locks in users and keeps competitors at bay. This walled garden creates fierce loyalty, turning customers into lifelong fans and giving Apple unmatched pricing power. The brand is more than a logo, it's a promise of quality, security, and status, justifying premium prices and fueling massive profits. High margins fund innovation while Apple's financial strength allows it to weather storms and invest in the future. Apple dominates not just smartphones but also wearables, personal computing, and services like the App Store and iCloud. Its services division is now a major growth engine providing steady, high-margin revenue. This diversification makes Apple resilient when one area slows, another picks up the slack. It's a fortress built on innovation, loyalty, and financial muscle. Apple's biggest risk? Its dependence on the iPhone, which still drives most of its revenue. A major disruption in smartphones could hit hard, despite efforts to diversify. Its supply chain, heavily centered in China, exposes Apple to geopolitical tensions and unexpected crises. Shifting production to India and Vietnam is slow and costly but necessary. Premium pricing limits Apple's reach in emerging markets where rivals offer cheaper alternatives. The brand's exclusivity is both a strength and a barrier to mass market growth. Regulatory scrutiny is rising, especially over App Store practices. Future rules could squeeze profits. Navigating these risks will test Apple's leadership in the years ahead. Apple faces fierce rivals on every front. Samsung dominates hardware and offers choice at every price point, especially in Android. Microsoft rules the enterprise and cloud, with Apple pushing into its territory as Macs and iPads gain traction at work. Google's open Android ecosystem commands global market share, while Apple's walled garden emphasizes privacy and design. Each rival has its strength. Samsung in hardware, Microsoft in cloud, Google in data and AI. What sets Apple apart is vertical integration. It controls hardware, software, and the user experience end-to-end. This creates unmatched simplicity and loyalty, letting Apple capture most of the industry's profits with a minority of the market. Apple isn't just a tech company, it's a consumer experience powerhouse. That's its moat in a world of giants. Apple's financial engine is a marvel. High margins, massive cash flow, and strategic discipline. Premium pricing and a booming services business mean more profit from every dollar of revenue. The App Store and other services generate billions with minimal costs, making Apple a cash machine. This cash funds innovation, acquisitions, and huge returns to shareholders. Apple's balance sheet is rock solid with more cash than debt, a safety net in any climate. Diversification is key. While the iPhone still leads, services and wearables are fast-growing pillars. Recurring service revenue makes Apple's business more predictable and less cyclical. Investors prize this stability. It transforms Apple from a gadget seller to a global platform. The numbers tell a story of strength, adaptability, and relentless growth. Apple's past is legendary, but the $1,000 question is all about the future. The next leap won't come from the iPhone or Mac, but from new frontiers: AI, augmented reality, and health tech. Apple is already embedding AI into its products and exploring AR devices that could redefine computing. The Apple Watch's success in health hints at even bigger opportunities in digital wellness. Expanding manufacturing in India and Vietnam reduces risk and opens vast new markets. India, in particular, could be Apple's next growth engine. Just a small share of its premium market means billions in revenue. The path to $1,000 is clear. Launch a new blockbuster product, grow high-margin services, and win in emerging markets. But risks remain. Regulation, competition, and global shocks could derail the journey. For investors, it's a bet on Apple's ability to keep innovating and executing flawlessly. Will Apple reach that 4-digit milestone? The story is still being written. What do you think?